Hey guys, welcome to this video. I'm sorry I've been away and I've been really busy, but hopefully I'm back and I will put more videos than usual. Definitely try to put more videos than I've done it in the last 2 months. So in this video, we are covering how to test Facebook ad creatives. So a Facebook ad is not only created by images and videos, it has tons of other resources and tons of other elements that make the entire campaign. In this video, we are just covering how to test the creatives. And if you're not testing the creatives, or if you're not testing your ads, chances are 95% of the times you're failing. So if you just create a campaign and just hope for it to work, it's not going to work 95% of the times. So that's why testing is that much important. So let's get started on how we usually test Facebook ad creatives in the most professional and in the most efficient way possible. So I have prepared this really short document. I just wrote it so I can make this video in the most organized way possible. The reason is if I start talking, I may forget a lot of things that I want to talk about. That's why I just wrote it. Not only will I talk about these points, but also I'll show you on the ads manager how we usually create campaigns for testing. So let's start talking about these points, and then if we need to, we will go to the ads manager and start exploring the stuff there as well. So we know how a campaign is created on Facebook, right? So go to the ads manager, create a campaign, have ad sets, have the ads ready, and watch my other tutorials in my channel on how to create campaigns. If you don't know it already, I have multiple videos on how to do that, but in this one we're just talking about creatives. So if we are testing the creatives, which is the image and the video, so if we want to test which type of image or which type of video or what kind of video works, we need to keep everything else constant. So all the other variables will be constant, so we can just test the images or the videos. So that's why I'm saying we need to keep headline, copy, audience, and offer constant. So keep the same headline, keep the same audience, keep the same offer, and just have multiple variations of the image or the video as you're using as a creative. So once we find out our best creatives, we can test the other parts later. So this video is about only creative testing. We're going to talk about that only. So campaign settings. Objective will be leads or sales depending on your goal. Campaign type is CBO because we will have one ad under one ad set only, and we will have multiple ad sets to test those creatives. So if we want to test 3 creatives, we will have 3 ad sets, each ad set having one single ad at the same time. So that's why I'm having CBO. So Facebook can decide which ad set to give the budget, to allocate the budget to. That's why. So CBO, for those who don't know, CBO means campaign budget optimization. So the budget, it depends on your offer, it depends on the type of business, the audience, a lot of things, but I would start with 25 to 35 a day, and then if you have more budget, the more you have, the better. So with that being said, this is our campaign settings for testing campaigns. So let's go ahead and create a campaign with these settings now. All right, so I'm on my ads manager. This is one of the ad accounts I use for testing and making demo campaigns like this. So let's go back to the document. This is our campaign settings. Let's create a campaign according to this. Let's hit create. In my case, I'll just select leads. You can select sales if you're doing e-commerce testing or something. I'll select leads because that's what I do most of the times. Instead of calling it new leads campaign, I'll just say T1. So testing phase 1 or something. T1 leads campaign. This is just a naming convention. This has nothing to do with performance. This is just how I name my my testing campaigns. So here you don't put any categories, don't declare anything here, just don't select anything. Only here, just make sure it's selected campaign budget and just put the budget in it. So this is the budget for the campaign. No matter how many ad sets you have, the campaign per day is not going to spend more than $25, 25 pounds, right? So that's what we said here. 25 pounds is a bit more than $25. So, and the campaign type will be CBO. So that's what I meant when I said CBO, campaign budget optimization. The budget will be optimized in the campaign level. Nothing else to here. So with that being said, let's go to our ad set settings. The ad set, like I said earlier, the ad set will have one ad only. So if you have 3 ads to test and find out which one is the best performing one, let's say I have 3 images. I need to have 3 ad sets, each ad set having a single ad at the same time. So that's why, let's say we have 3, right? So in this case, we have to have 3 ad sets. All the ad sets should be similar. So no changes. They shouldn't be different than one another. So that's our campaign, right? So let's go to next and let's go to the ad set level. So I'll just say T1 ad set 1, and I'll just do broad. So in the ad set level, because you're doing ads for a while and you know which type of audience works for you, whether it's broad, whether it's custom, whether it's interest based, although interest based audience is losing its performance day by day. But if it's broad, if it's lookalike, if it's custom, you know what works for you. So in my case, I'm just keeping it broad. So in here, I won't select anything. The audience will be just broad. I'm just giving Facebook the option to find the best possible audience for me, and make sure Advantage Plus targeting is on. That's really important because Advantage Plus is working for all kinds of businesses nowadays. So keep Advantage Plus targeting on. Use whatever audience you think works best for you, and also here keep Advantage Plus placement on. So Advantage Plus placement is very important if you're testing images and videos, because that also gives you insights on where your best leads are coming from. So here, instead of instant forms, I'll just select website. I'll just put my website URL, or in our case, landing page URL. You need to select the data set, and then you need to select the event lead here. All right, so the data set is basically for tracking purposes and sending data using CAPI, and the event will be leads. All right, so next thing, nothing to do here because I'm using broad. That's our first ad set, guys. So I'll just duplicate it once I am done creating this, right? And if you have custom audience, if you have lookalike audience, you can just save the audience here, and then because I'm just using broad, I don't have to save or anything. I'll just literally duplicate it, right? So that's the ad set level, the ad set level settings. So keep the same audience for each, like as many ad sets you like, and then keep Advantage Plus targeting on, Advantage Plus placements on. Now comes the most important part, right? We are done with our campaign settings. We've also done the ad set. So this is one of the ad sets we have created. And obviously we're using website here, pixel setup, everything's done. Now we will do next and go to the ad. So this is the ad 1. So this is ad 1, E1, testing 1. So this is the first ad we are testing. So here I'll just put a dummy URL. In your case, it'll be just your landing page. It could be a lead form if you want. This totally depends on you. Now I need to go here in setup creative, add image. So here I'll just select one of the images. So I'll just drag and drop from one of my other screens. So this is the first creative we're testing. In my case, I'm just testing images. You can also test videos. And now this is my first image. And now I need to put the primary text and the headline. So let's go ahead and select the headline. This is my headline, and this is the text. So there we go, done. So let's see what we've done. We've done an ad set and we've put an ad under that ad set, no more than one, right? So make sure you have the Facebook and the Instagram correctly selected. Make sure you have the correct URL, and this image will have its primary text and headline. The same ad set will be duplicated. So I'll just duplicate it and I will keep everything same. Literally everything will be same. And here I'll just do ad set 2. This is my second testing ad set, right? Everything else remains the same. I'll just do add T2. And now literally the only thing I'm changing here is the image. So do next. And now I will select the second image I want to test. Just select this once it's done uploading, hit next. And then these are all tests, guys. I mean, I'm not really actually using any of my real campaign images. This is just to give you an idea. You need to decide what type of image you want to test and what type of image works. Once you look at the data, and we'll go through what to do, like what to actually see in the testing phase. So that's my second one. I'm gonna literally duplicate it again, keep everything the same, and go to add level, add T3, right? Again, delete this and upload the third image I want to test. So I'm testing 3 images. That's my third image, right? So there we go. Upload this. Next, next. Keep the headline and the description same. Keep everything same. Just the only thing that's changing is the image. So that's our campaign. That's our test campaign, guys. Nothing else to do here. And then if you want, you can put UTM parameters here under the URL parameters. So I'll just do campaign source, campaign medium, and then this is the campaign name, right? So campaign name, campaign, this will be the ad name. So once I'm done, I'll hit apply. Especially if you're using Go High Level, you want to see which lead came from which ad set, which ad, which campaign units, stuff like that. So UTM parameter is a really good way to track that kind of data. So that's our campaign. I'll just go ahead and publish this. Now, let's talk about making a decision. So let's say your campaign is running for 4 to 5 days. At least keep it running for 5 days. And now, how do I decide which ad is the winner? So I need to decide by looking at a few metrics. First of all, the metrics you need to check is click-through rate, which we know as CTR. So if the CTR is more than 1.5, it's good. Like out of 100 people, 1.5 people are clicking through and then going to your landing page. So that means this image or this video, this creative is really engaging. The second thing we need to see is cost per result. So how much are you spending on the ad for each lead? So let's say I got 3 leads and I spent $30. That means the cost per result is $10 because each $10 I'm getting a lead. So that kind of metric is very important for you to make decision. The third one is just for videos. So thumb stop ratio. Thumb stop ratio means out of the people who saw your ad, how many people actually saw it for at least 3 seconds. And I'll tell you why this is very important. This allows you to decide if a video hook, which is the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video, is good or not. So if you have a video, you definitely will have a hook at the beginning of the video to engage people, to make sure people are watching the video. That's the hook, right? So people need to watch 3 seconds. This thumb stop ratio tells you how many people actually watched 3 seconds of it, right? So what's the percentage? This is very similar to CTR, but this is more important than CTR in that regard. So that's something you need to see, and I'll tell you how you can view all these things in your ads manager. Engagement rate, look at the reach, look at the impressions. So reach is basically the number of unique visitors who saw your ad. So if one person saw it for five times, if the same person saw your ad 5 times, reach is still 1, but impressions on the other hand is 5, because it doesn't matter how many people saw it. It's the total number of times your ad was shown to all the people you're targeting, right? So that's the decision maker numbers, and then whichever one is the best is your winner. So you can take 1 from 3, 2 from 3, never take 3, because what's the point? So I would take 1 from, if I have 3 ad sets, I would just take 1, and that's it. So now let's go to our ad set level. This is our campaign we are running, and we'll go to our columns. So here we'll just do results. Results means like how many leads came through, or how many, like whatever you're tracking came through. You can track views, you can do CTR, CPC. CPC means cost per click. That's also something you can have a look at. How many clicks, and then I'll just do apply. So this will give you a few things, right? So first of all, how many leads came through the website, reach, impressions, which we already talked about, cost per result, how many are you spending per lead, amount spent, this is the total number of amount spent for each ad, or ad set, the same thing. Views, CTR, CPC, and now the other thing is thumb stop ratio. So thumb stop ratio is very, very easy to know. So let's go here, and then I will go to, we'll just do 3-second video plays rate per impression. So that's the thumb stop ratio. And also you can track 3-second, like the total number of 3-second video plays. That's also something. One very important thing I forgot to mention about the ads is in a single testing campaign, don't put more than 6 creatives. So no matter if it's video, no matter if it's image, just don't put more than 3 to 6 creatives in the same campaign, because otherwise it's just going to be messed up, and then it's actually too much for you to test. So just keep the number of ads, basically number of ad sets, since we are doing single ad set ad, um, more than 3 or 6. So also use the same copy and headline across all, which we already know. So the next thing we are going to discuss is testing themes. So this is very important. Test close up versus wide shot. That's one of the things you need to test for images, like close up shot, wide shot, product versus person, having person in the image, having the product in the image, talking about the product in the image. So these are different themes. These are different styles of images that you can test: before, after versus lifestyle, depending on the business, really. So there's no specific type of image that you need to test. You find out your own testing theme. So for videos, you can test short videos, 15 to 30 seconds, and also long videos like 45 seconds. So if you have two videos, one can be short, one can be long, like a minute long. The short one can be like 30 seconds long. So that kind of stuff. And also videos can be talking head videos, which is a very good type of video created for Facebook ads. Also demo videos, like talking about the service or the product, or just the project site or something. Silent captions versus audio hook. So these are the things that you can use, you can test out in your video creative campaigns. So once you're done selecting all the metrics, you can just come over here and look at all the details for each ad set you have. So yeah, I think that should be enough for you to see all the numbers and then eventually making a decision on your testing campaign. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the thumb stop ratio. What's the ideal thumb stop ratio? So I would keep it at 20 to 30%. If the thumb stop ratio is 20 to 30, that means your hook is very engaging. And regarding testing video hooks, the video creative that you're testing can be the same, but just keep changing the hook, and then just keep finding out what the thumb stop ratio for that particular ad or that ad set is. If it's more than 20 to 30, keep it. If it's less than that, just change the hook and keep the video the same, and you'll be able to find the best video hook possible for your video. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope this information and the campaign setup video was helpful. And subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.